And since I came to know myself, I've been on and off hospital. But after the operation, actually, I was given 11 pints of blood. I had a HB of 3. So I was totally, seriously ill. But after the operation, I was truly at peace. I was almost to be asthmatic. I had stomach upsets, different conditions, But when I was at Kijabe, due to the duodenal ulcer operation, that's when, after the operation, I was at great peace. Actually, I thought, being a youth at that time, I'll be able to do my things. Only after 7 months, that's when I was diagnosed with the kidney failure. When I went to Kijabe for my post-operation procedures. And that's when they came to know that I had the kidney failure. So it was really tough for our family too, considering that I've been, of all the siblings, I've been the only person, being sick. Actually, at that time, I was even bleeding, diarrheaing blood and urinating blood. It was really tough. But what I thought is that despite being told of the kidney failure, I thought maybe it was something, I'll be admitted for 2 or 3 days or maybe a week and will be through with it, only to know that it will be with me up to this day, now 20 years down the line. I pay to urinate. Per urination is 9,500. By paying is that I go for dialysis twice in a week. Actually, per session, dialysis is 9,500. I'm supposed to dialyze actually thrice in a week. I usually urinate 5 hours. A normal person, you can't even, it's an issue of seconds. I usually urinate for 5 hours because dialysis takes 5 hours. For the 5 hours of dialysis, actually the body becomes, in a patient is usually different, but for me I usually have severe headaches because of the procedure. It has been difficult for our family, especially my dad, who at that time I started my dialysis. He had just retired from work, and my dad had to sell a lot of property, his own property, so that to sustain me on dialysis. After 3 years, because I started dialysis in 2002, 2004 is when we thought of the transplantation, and that's when we went to India. It was really tough because when my mom was the first donor, she was supposed to be the first donor, but one of her kidneys was smaller than the other. But my dad was asked if at all he can donate the kidney. Something that I'll never forget to this date, because my dad actually said, if at all, without even thinking, he was just silent for a while, and he said, if at all I'll add another life to my son, why not? To this date, I usually treasure those words, because actually my dad, after a while, he also started dialysis. The kidney that he was left with failed, and he dialyzed for 1 year, and eventually he died. I was devastated losing my dad because of kidney failure, considering that he was still dialyzing. It was in 2015. Dialysis in Kenya was still an issue, and my dad was undergoing what I was undergoing while in Kenyatta, whereby you queue for long hours, maybe even days, 3 days without dialysis. You go there like 3 a.m., you leave there at 11 or 12 p.m. My dad went through all that, considering, he did all that by supporting me. He brought me here on this world. And again, he gave me, he was trying to give me a new lease of life, but eventually, the kidney failure. And I can remember before my dad died, actually he was in ICU for 40 days.
Did your body accept your father's kidney?
Actually, my dad's kidney, it failed. It only worked for 3 hours. Then they tried resuscitating it at least to work. One of the veins in my body burst, and the kidney, my dad's kidney, was even rotting. My first donor being my dad. The second donor was my brother. After my dad's kidney failed and they tried resuscitating, and my brother was really willing to donate, and he came while we were still in India, and they did tests to him, and he was compatible, but it lasted for 6 hours while in ICU. I got some condition they were calling high-grade fever and deep vein thrombosis. At least my brother's kidney worked. After the resuscitation, they tried to revive it, but they knew it will be short-lived. Actually, it worked for 7 months. It was 7 months of really, I felt good because I was urinating, I was off dialysis, I was even able to complete my studies. After the 7 months, it's when I went back to India and they had to do a nephrectomy because the kidney had failed despite the many medication they tried to give me. So my brother's kidney also failed, and my sister also donated a kidney. They said she can donate, and that's when she donated.
Did it work?
It worked. Actually, it was the best kidney of all. It picked very well. I didn't have post effects, the negative effects. The kidney was really good. But the worst thing is that when I came back to Kenya, because even the doctors back there, they said I should not even be in hospital for long to avoid infection. So when I came back to Kenya, it was really a celebration. We did mass and friends were really happy. But it lasted for only a month. One of the greatest professor in India by the name H.L. Trivedi came with the news that, he gave me a life ultimatum that I only have 3 months to live. I remember I just told him it's only God who knows my fate. And true to the words, because as we speak now, it's 15 years down the line. It was back 2007. I've had 14 major surgeries. As we speak now, even sitting for long, lying for long hours, sleeping for long hours, walking for long is an issue to me because it is usually painful. This is something that many people don't know. Every time that you see me, I'm usually in pain. But the pain becomes severe when I do things in large extents. Actually, I love sharing my story because I love giving people hope, determination, and also it is an issue of perseverance to be here where I am now. Some of people you call friends, they tend to walk away thinking that you will ask them for money, something which I never do. Like here at home, they can tell you, I never asked for a shilling. Actually, I deformed because of lack of calcium tablets. That's why I deformed, because I didn't have money for it, and my parents didn't have. And I hate begging, and I hate to be pitied. I hate sympathy. So socially, you find that some friends will let go. Also physically, considering that, as I tell you, I'm usually constantly in pain, and I have to take a lot of medication for that, and also financial bit, whereby dialysis is an expensive procedure. Issues of nutrition, kidney patient, we have challenges in terms of diet, because when you mess up with diet, it will cost your life. Because things like bananas, 5 bananas are enough to kill me within half an hour. Avocados too, I cannot even think of taking any avocado or bananas because they'll kill me, only because of something we call potassium. Potassium is the one which regulates the heartbeat, and so when you take it in excess, it will definitely kill you, it will give you a heart attack. So according to nutrition, we have to really minimize on things that have potassium, like the spinaches, the vegetables, and also things that are high in urea, because urea will make you like go mad. Things like meat and red meat and white meat, and we are usually being told to be using white meat, but in really small quantities. And also for the starch, that is something I can take as much as I want.